What's up, everybody? Joshua Mays here, your favorite mortgage loan officer. You can even call me Mays the Mortgage Man, but enough of that. Today, I'm going to be bringing you guys 7 mistakes you can avoid when purchasing your home for the first time. But before I get started, make sure you guys are hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and leaving a comment letting me know you love the content, you hate the content, questions, comments, anything you have for me. It's all beneficial to me, guys. So make sure you guys are commenting below. But without further ado, let's get started. If you're planning to purchase a home anytime soon, then get ready to embrace yourself, because this process can be pretty overwhelming. And I'm pretty sure if you ask some of my past clients, they'll let you know, hey, Joshua is great to work with, but that process really sucks. And the reason why they might have that perception is because there's a lot of documentation that we're going to ask you for. We're going to dig in deep into your financial and your personal life, because the truth of the matter is you are asking to borrow hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we want to make sure we're doing our due diligence to ensure that you're someone that can repay those funds back. So the first thing you want to avoid, the first mistake you want to avoid when thinking about purchasing a home is starting the process without knowing that you can even qualify or what you qualify for. So many people start the process with a real estate agent. However, these days real estate agents won't even show you a property unless you've already talked with a mortgage loan officer, someone that says, hey, yes, you qualify to purchase a home and this is the amount to qualify for. So when you start that process, make sure you're starting with a mortgage loan officer, someone like myself that can tell you what you qualify for and how much you. The mistake you should avoid when thinking about purchasing a home is don't make any major purchases before you start that process of purchasing a home. I'm not sure if you've heard, but growing up, my father used to tell me, son, a car can affect you and get in the way of you purchasing a home, but purchasing a home can't get in the way of purchasing a car. What he meant by that is when you're thinking about purchasing a home and we're going through the mortgage process, we look at something, debt to income ratio. If you have a lot of debt, that's going to eat in to how much you can qualify to purchase a home. So it'll be smart for you to think about making any major purchases, whether that's an auto or furniture for the new house you want to buy, washer and dryers, anything that's major that's going to put a dent and show up on your credit report. I would hold off until after you've purchased your home. Otherwise, that could play a huge role in what you qualify for and if you even qualify for. So that second mistake, make sure you're not making any major purchases before you're starting that process of purchasing a home. The third mistake you should avoid when thinking about purchasing a home is don't miss any payments on anything that you owe at the time. So if you have credit cards, light bills, any type of bill that you have, don't get in a bad standing with that credit account. That is going to have an impact on your mortgage loan, especially if whatever credit account you have, if that shows up on your credit report as a late payment, as a recent late payment, that's going to have a huge impact on your ability to be able to qualify for a mortgage loan. So I would definitely avoid missing any payments, falling behind on anything, or letting any credit accounts go into collections before going and trying to apply for a mortgage loan. My fourth mistake for you to avoid when preparing to purchase a home and going through that process is to make sure you don't move a lot of money around from bank accounts. One of the things we're going to ask for as a mortgage loan officer is a copy of your assets and your bank statements from the last 60 days. If you're moving money around, me as a mortgage loan officer, I have to trace that and show my underwriter where those funds came from. So this is going to make it super difficult on your part, because I'm going to ask you for lots and lots of bank statements, and that can be really a hassle to get. So to avoid you having to do extra work when I'm going through that process of purchasing a home, those 60 days leading up to when you're going to purchase a home, I would try my hardest not to move much money around, avoid large sums of cash being deposited into your bank accounts, because all of these things we're going to have to explain to the underwriter, which is the person who says, yes, you're approved, or no, we can't do this loan. So you definitely want to not put the pressure on yourself and that extra stress. The fifth mistake for you to avoid when purchasing a home, staying on that same theme of moving money and funds around, I would highly recommend you avoid taking out any loans in preparation of purchasing a home. So if you think that you can take out a personal loan or any type of loan for funds to bring to the table for your home purchase, it's not gonna happen. We're not gonna be able to approve something like that. Any funds that you have to bring up front for the purchase of your home has to be funds that are cash assets. You can't take out debt to pay for additional debt. As well as I would refrain from any huge large deposits of cash deposits, because like I said previously, it's going to be hard for us to trace that. Cash is extremely hard to trace and show where that comes from. So I would hate for you to be in a situation where we can't use your assets because we weren't able to trace where they originally came from. So to avoid that all in the whole, I would stay away from any loans, any personal loans in preparation of purchasing a home, and I would stay away from any cash deposits made in preparation of purchasing that home. Now, my sixth mistake for you to avoid will help you out a little bit more and make the process a lot smoother for you. And it's also going to help out on our end as well. It's to refrain from applying for new credit leading up to purchasing a home. Now, I understand if you're comparing mortgage quotes and things like that, there are going to be new credit inquiries on your report, but I would refrain from applying for new credit cards, auto loans, anything that's gonna put a hard inquiry on your credit report. One reason why I would refrain from that is because it does have an impact on your credit score, and when you go and apply for a mortgage, you want the best credit score possible, because that's gonna have an impact on your pricing. So the rate that you get, the mortgage insurance premium, the better score, the more money you're going to save. So I would definitely refrain from any hard inquiries leading up to the point. Also, any hard inquiries that you have within 120 days of applying for a mortgage, like I said, we have to explain that. So we're going to be sending you over a letter. We're going to want to know if you took out new credit. If you didn't, why'd you apply for that credit? So it's a lot going into that. It's something that we can show and something that we can explain. However, if you want your process to be smooth and if you don't want to have to do all the extra things, then I would highly suggest you refrain from applying for new credit leading up to purchasing a home. Now, my last piece of advice, my last mistake for you to avoid is super crucial, and it's very beneficial for you when you're going to the negotiation table. My last mistake for you to avoid is make sure you're prepared to pay for closing costs and your prepaids at the once it's time for you to purchase a home. What I mean by that is you are able to ask the seller to pay for your closing costs and your prepaids. These are fees that are associated with obtaining a mortgage loan. A seller can give you a credit for that. However, in this very competitive market, I highly suggest you not ask for that credit. Now, they are willing to give that, but if you're competing with another offer and you're asking for that credit, chances are you're gonna miss out on that home. So to give you the competitive advantage, as well as for you to just be super uber prepared, I would definitely make sure that you have closing costs, that you're prepared to pay your closing costs and your prepaids once it's time to purchase that home. So guys, those are my 7 mistakes to avoid, no-nos, takeaways, don'ts, however you want to slice it, that you should avoid when starting to think about purchasing a home. There's obviously a lot more takeaways and mistakes that people make that you can avoid. These were just my top 7. If you have input on any of these 7, or if you have more that you would love to share with the group, please comment below. If you have any questions regarding these, please comment below. Also, guys, make sure you guys are liking and hitting that subscribe button. I definitely want to put more content out there for you guys, very valuable content that'll help you guys prepare to purchase a home. So thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a happy rest of your day.